how Pika Insurance can give you peace of mind by clicking our icon at divadailynews.com.
News time, 8 minutes after 8 o'clock on this Wednesday. Top of the morning from the newsroom of Regional Radio and DeWittDailyNews.com. I'm Seth Lawrence with this expanded 8 o'clock newscast. The DeWitt County Sheriff's Office is investigating vandalism to a business on Highway 51 in Wapella in the overnight hours Sunday night into Monday. Casey's in Wapella was vandalized by a single individual. Sheriff Mike Walker indicates the person did significant damage to the outside of the store to gain entry and some damage before leaving.
Well, apparently we're investigating a burglary there. An unknown individual attempted to gain access to Casey's through a back wall. Was unsuccessful there, so they pried open a rear door and entered the business. Once inside the business, they damaged the alarm panel and spent some time behind the counter and then to a drink cooler and removed some items there. Left the building.
The individual was masked and wearing gloves, so it will be difficult for investigators to identify the person. Sheriff Walker indicates they have released images from security footage in hopes the public can help them identify them.
No, and unfortunately, we don't have a lot of information on those things. We do have, like I said, we have video footage that we're going to put on our Facebook page later today. At this point, is a individual who was wearing a ski mask and gloves, so it's going to be hard to identify him, but we're hoping that by putting that information on our Facebook page that somebody can recognize a build or something that could possibly identify him. My detective's working on getting that footage cleaned up to be able to get a good picture of it to put on Facebook, and hopefully that'll be done sometime this morning.
Anyone with information is encouraged to call the non-emergency line for the Sheriff's Office at 935-3196. Solar development continues to dominate DeWitt County Land Use Committee meetings. At the Monday night meeting, Zoning Administrator Liz Weichel told the committee, there are 3 solar companies that have applied for hearings. She reminds the Prairie Flats hearing takes place August 12th, while the Triple Black Diamond Solar and Revere Road Solar hearings are in the process of being scheduled.
3 solar companies have applied for a siting hearing. We have set a hearing for Prairie Flats Solar for August 12th, 2025 at 5 p.m. And we are currently in the process of scheduling hearings for both Triple Black Diamond Solar and Revere Road Solar projects. We are also expecting to receive another application for the Madison Street Solar project after the board approves their road agreement, which you will have on your agenda for your next county board meeting. Santa Ana Solar Project has reached out to me and they're close to applying as well, but they are now going to be a community solar project and not a commercial solar project. They have shrunk significantly in size. And then we were also contacted by another solar project, but they are in the very, very early stages of acquiring land. That's how.
Committee member Pat Ryan warned of the recent blackout in Spain and Portugal in April and notes the 2 countries have about 70% penetration of renewable energy sources.
I think the board should become familiar with what happened in Spain and Portugal on April 28th. They were at about 70% penetration of renewables, meaning wind and solar, and principally solar. Not enough inertia of large spinning turbines for that grid to ride out a minor transient. A minor fault on the grid happens all the time. Without the inertia of those large generators, all that mass spinning, they weren't able to dampen the effects. They had a frequency excursion, tripped off spinning units, just about tripped off France. But they opened their disconnect or their intertie in enough time. It was a freaking disaster. 18-hour blackout for that whole Iberian Peninsula. So here we are voting on these projects going in the same direction.
County ordinances state any solar projects proposed within a mile and a half of a community city limits must receive approval from that municipality. Farmer City and Clinton have each turned down solar projects in recent weeks. The city of Clinton approved its annual portion of the projects funded by the motor fuel tax, or MFT dollars, at its meeting Tuesday night. Public Works Director Steve Lobb indicates $115,000 was approved, and it will be used this summer for the standard oil and chip road surfacing at various points in Clinton.
Well, actually, in the additional $15,000 this year, we're going to be doing Kiwanis Park and doing the cemetery as well. So we're just expanding out and kind of adding some areas. That's why that's up a little bit. The reality is I don't have that list in my possession right now. That's fine. But it's as always. We're kind of doing roads all over town, and we'll be doing those relatively soon. Should be happening in early to mid-August. So if folks see an oil truck out in their neighborhood, give us a break. We'll be quick, and it goes pretty fast. It really does. It's not too disruptive. So yeah, just the normal operation. I think people of Clinton are pretty much used to it by now.
As also at Tuesday night's meeting, it was noted extensive work on South Jackson Street near Lincoln School and Mach 1 gas station will be completed soon. Lobb notes that work came in at roughly $1.5 million for a complete rehab.
That's a complete rehab. And what I compare it to, 2 years ago, we did South Madison Street from the IGA right on up to Main Street. With the school located there, South Jackson, and the residents that live on there, they know it was really in bad condition. So it's all new curb and gutter, handicap ramps at every intersection, and then new pavement. And that's happening from White Street on up to Main, and we're actually doing a section of White kind of looping around the school to include the school in the project and bring it up to speed.
Lobb notes the city will break from big projects next summer to replenish its funds. He says there are no finalized plans for the next project. During the month of July, those with disabilities are celebrated. Tony Kirkman is the executive director of the Piatt County Mental Health Center, and on the WHOW Morning Show Tuesday, joked Piatt County Mental Health Center was not a good name for their organization because they work so closely with those with disabilities through their day services.
Yeah, we did, especially.
So I always joke because I say that the Piatt County Mental Health Center really is the worst possible name for our organization because it only captures one facet of the services that we provide. So your viewers might not know this, but we serve about 75 individuals with disabilities, and they come to us and we're able to support them from 5 different counties. And for example, one of our bigger services is our community day service program, where again, we have individuals from 5 different counties coming to us, and there's about 55 individuals, and they have a fun, fulfilling day here from 9 to 2, where they learn social emotional learning. They participate in activities, skill development, small motor skills development, artistic expression, cooking skills. We bring in speakers, master gardeners, all different types of fun stuff from 9 to 2 for them to enjoy a full fun day of programming. After that, from 2 until about 7 o'clock, we work with our individuals that we call it community support services. So that will be individuals that either reside with their family or they reside independently. And we help support them with cooking skills, showing them basic housekeeping skills, running them to medical appointments. You know, one of my more favorite is that we participate in a lot of social activities for a lot of our guys. So they've done everything from SummerSlam to a ZZ Top concert to, Broadway shows. So
according to Kirkman, they also have a vocational program that helps place individuals that are able to enter the workforce to do that, as well as its respite care program.
They updated on Tuesday.
We also have a vocational program. So we work with local employers where we come alongside them and we find individuals. We do skill development. We teach them resume building skills, and we have an on-site job coach that helps them be successful in not only obtaining but maintaining employment. And then lastly, we have our respite care services. So those are support services for guardians or family members that are looking for additional caregiving support. So For example, maybe a medical emergency requires you to leave town, go on vacation, or there's a family event where it would not be convenient for a loved one with a disability to leave, so they can stay in the comfort of their own home, have their own routines, and be supervised and cared for by somebody who's been fully vetted and accredited by a state and national program.
While the state of Illinois has touted some of the things it is doing for the developmentally disabled, Kirkman indicates there are also many things they're doing concurrently that are detrimental to them as well. We'll have more on that with Kirkman later this month on Regional Radio. This past weekend brought a welcome boost in moisture to areas that have been starved for rain. Ed Shimon at the National Weather Service in Lincoln indicates west of Interstate 55 saw the most rainfall. He says there is a stretch of central Illinois really in need of some rain.
Yeah, we did, especially west of I-55 and the Illinois River. Northwest Illinois got 3 to 4 inches of rain in some areas. Knox, Stark, Marshall, western Peoria County, even a bit of Fulton. In central Illinois had, about 2 to maybe 3 inches of rain in a few spots. I know up by Wyoming, Altona, that area got close to 3 inches there. So, it was hit or miss east of there though, up until yesterday. And then south of I-70, we've got a lot of rain. We had 2 to 3 inches, almost some pockets a little bit more than that along I-70 over the last night. So, or the last couple of days. So it's been kind of pockets of really heavy rains. I put up what we have for the month on the Cocoa Rods, and really the DeWitt County is in a lull, a low spot. Same with Logan, Pyatt. There's a little corridor here, where we're in a minima, right now for the month, but hopefully we can replenish that with the rain chances we have over literally the next 7 days.
Yeah.
After today.
Later today, severe weather is expected in northern Illinois and the upper Midwest. Shimon indicates there are parts of central Illinois in the line of the threat of these storms. News time, 20 minutes after 8 o'clock here on this Wednesday. Coming up in sports, we take a look at the Clinton High School 7-on-7 and summer competitive season. We check in with Coach Ron Bass again in sports coming up on the WHOW Morning Show. Stream live online all the time at DeWittDailyNews.com. Get news and sports anytime at DeWittDailyNews.com.
Experience the power of better connection with Connexus Fiber Internet. Connexus delivers ultra-fast, reliable speeds to keep you connected at the speed of life. Whether you're working from home, streaming your favorite shows, or gaming with your friends, Connexus has you covered. Say goodbye to buffering and dropped calls and say hello to fiber fast internet. Ready to upgrade your connection? Sign up today by clicking the Connexus icon at DeWittDailyNews.com. Nothing connects us like Connexus.
Got a minute? Great, because 1 minute is all it takes to protect your yield from pests next season. The 1 minute quiz from Bear Traits asks simple questions to see if you've got the right traits or need changes for next year. So what are you waiting for? Time's ticking. Visit traits.bear.com/quiz to get started and trait your fields right. Read and follow pesticide label directions, grain marketing, and other stewardship practices.
DeWittDailyNews.com is the area's leading local news source 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Get the latest local news, obituaries, police splatter, weather forecast, and more with no paywall. Head to DeWittDailyNews.com to get the local information you need to know.
Netflix buffering, YouTube spinning, devices not connecting, Zoom calls dropping. It's frustrating. Let's end your frustration by signing up for fiber internet in Clinton. Click the Connexus icon at DeWittDailyNews.com.
With SRN Sports, I'm Andrew Stewart. Yesterday's baseball winners, Philadelphia Phillies slugger Kyle Schwarber, went 3 for 3 in the first All-Star Game home run swing-off. Schwarber put the National League ahead 4-3, following a 6-6 tie, in which the American League rallied from a 6-run deficit. The All-Star Game was decided by having 3 batters from each league take 3 swings each off coaches. Meanwhile, Schwarber named All-Star MVP after going 0 for 2 with a walk in the game. Meanwhile, Major League Baseball honored late Hall of Famer Hank Aaron. Technicians at Truist Park in Atlanta We created Aaron's record-breaking 715th career home run through the use of projection mapping and custom pyrotechnics. Aaron's widow, Billy Aaron, was cheered as she stood and waved following the tribute. This is SRN Sports. A labor stoppage and participation in the upcoming Summer Olympics became topics of discussion during baseball's All-Star break.
Major League Baseball faces a potential lockout in December 2026. Players and management have long clashed over salary cap proposals, a format that union head Tony Clark criticizes as harmful to competition and player salary guarantees. Commissioner Rob Manfred argues the cap could address payroll disparities.
Correspondent Gettin Coolball. In the NBA, the league may finally be one step closer on the long road to expansion. Commissioner Adam Silver says the NBA is tasked by team owners to study the issue more formally. In the NFL, the Kansas City Chiefs beat the deadline to sign franchise tag guard Trey Smith to a multi-year contract by agreeing to terms of a $94 million deal. With sports, I'm Andrew Stewart.
Time now for a look at sports. I'm Seth Lawrence with this report. The July high school football scrimmage season is in full swing, and Clinton High School got its competitive season going this week. There's a lot to do this month getting ready for the late August kickoff of the high school football season. Coach Ron Bass has a pretty inexperienced team this year, and on top of that, he is installing a lot of new things with his kids.
Yeah, this is our first 7-on-7. We're going to be spending a lot of time today teaching and coaching just because we just haven't had a chance yet this past month to really dive deep into our offense and defense, which you're going to see a little bit different. Our defense is going to be a little different this year with new defensive coordinator, Coach Patterson. Offense, you're going to see some same things, but we're going to be exclusively more flexible on offense than we were spread. So a little bit different. So we're taking some time. It's going to take some time to coach up and teach these new concepts to our kids. So the next 2 weeks are going to be really important for us to get going into August as far as getting the basics of what we're doing and base rules and things like that, fundamentals, working on those things this summer going into August.
Yeah. On top of doing a lot of teaching of new schemes, Coach Bass says they're also trying to coach up a very young and inexperienced group.
Well, obviously compete, be coachable, learn the offense and the defense. We return 4 on each side of the ball, so that's not very many. So we're it's going to be there's going to be a learning curve. So we only have 4, and most of them are the same kids on both sides of the ball. So there's going to be a lot of sophomores and juniors that are going to have to step up that have not seen a varsity field yet. They're going to have to step up and they're going to have to learn on the fly. And there might even be some freshmen out there. You just never know. I mean, our numbers are not huge right now, so there's going to be a lot of two-way players. So we're definitely going to have our work cut out.
While 7-on-7 competitions are passing-based competitions, and Clinton will be a run-first team, Coach Bass believes there is a lot to learn through the inexperience.
Well, there's going to be a lot of things you can learn from, even though we may not pass the ball a lot, or we're not in a traditional pass set out of the flex bone. But, whether it's alignment, whether it's your first step, how deep is your motion, what's your first step like? Those are all things. Quarterbacks, how your footwork, getting those things down. There's a lot of things, even though we may not, we're not going to be passing the ball all over the field, but the pass game can be a very dangerous threat in the flex bone offense when you run, and then the play action pass opens up. So usually there's a lot of opportunities for big pass plays in this offense.
The Maroons opened the competitive 7-on-7 schedule hosting Lincoln on Monday. They hosted Tri-Valley for an early 11-on-11 competition on Tuesday, and they'll participate in another 7-on-7 next week at Monticello. The Maroons host Central A&M to open the football season on August 29th. The Chicago Blackhawks agreed Tuesday to a 3-year entry-level contract with Anton Frundell, who was the 3rd overall pick in last month's NHL draft. The 18-year-old Swedish forward's deal has a $975,000 salary cap hit. Frondell scored 11 goals and had 14 assists last season over 29 regular season games for Djurgården, which played in Sweden's second division. His production was part of the reason the team earned promotion to the top division this year. Frondell also helped Sweden win the silver medal at the 2025 IIHF World U18 Championship. He scored a goal and had 2 assists in 3 games. Get sports anytime from your computer or mobile device at DeWittDailyNews.com.
Here's Clinton Civil out on our J.